لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وعز المرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه المنتجبين وعلى جميع أنبياء الله والمرسلين. One of the questions we received so far in the previous days is about the jinn. Since we talk about النفاثات في العقد before, and we talk about من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. So some people, they ask me, what is jinn? And it seems from their questions, they are a little bit frustrated, worried, maybe not sleeping well. What's al-jinn? من الجنة والناس, if we go with this ayah first, al-jinnah means what? Al-jinn. Okay? Al-jinn is opposite to al-ins when it comes to the meaning. Al-ins are those you can see and you feel comfortable talking to. From that word also we have onus, musta'nas, onsun, musta'nas, isti'nas, insan, according to some linguistic at least, scholars. Al-jinn is something hidden, opposite. While al-bashar, human, and al-ins, you can see them, you can talk to them, you feel comfortable being around you. Al-jinn, in Arabic, it's something hidden. Janna alayhi al-layl, in the Quran. We have janeen, we have jinan, we have jannah, we have junnah. All these are from the same, root of the word. And it means something is covered. So if I go open, for instance, I don't have this open, I'm going to open it now. Let's pick, for instance, مقاييس اللغة. So we put Jannah. Jannah, he says, this book, I picked this on purpose. It is about 1,000 years ago written. About 1,000. So this is one of the oldest books in Arabic as far as dictionary. مقاييس اللغة لابن فارس. So we go to Jannah. I'm just gonna say a couple of them because we don't have time to go over all of them. Jannah, he said, التستر. يعني something is what? Covered, or you try to cover it. فالجنة ما يصير إليه المسلمون في الآخرة وهو ثواب مستور عنهم يوم القيامة. يعني he's saying, Ibn Faris, not me. He's saying, we call it Jannah, why? Because you cannot see it. It's the result of your good deeds that you are going to see what? Later on. The Jannah that we are going to go to, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إذا أعطانا. أسأل الله لكم العفو والعافية جميعا. الجنة ما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على قلب بشر. It is totally different than the Jannah when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about Adam. We have a narration that says that Jannah is in this life. It's not the one in the hereafter. A real Jannah, you would never have shaitan going to. A real Jannah, you don't have problems, you don't have lies. There is no sin in Jannah. There is no sickness. There is no hardships. You don't feel tired, you don't feel exhausted. You are totally evolved to be in a different dimension. So Arab people, when they use Jannah, is not always means what? Al-Akhirah. Means what also? A place that's full of trees to a point you cannot see inside. So it is what? Back to the same root, it is covered. Is that clear? So he said, Al-Jannah at-tasattur. Another meaning, he said, ويقال جنون الليل ويقال جن النبت جنونا إذا اشتد وخرج زهره فهذا يمكن أن يكون من الجنون استعارة كما يجن الإنسان. All goes back to as-satr. Okay, if you want to go into more details and analysis, you can go with it. You can also check Lisan al-Arab, which came way after Ibn Maqayis al-Lugh. So this is al-Jannah. From it we have what? We have al-Jinn. Why we call it al-Jinn? Why we call it al-Jinn? Because they are hidden. Okay, so now if I go to, let's say, I don't know if they have this. Let's pick another book. I just want to pick Al-Ins, so you can, just want to show it to you. الإنس وهو اسم على وزن فعلان سمي به لأنه يأنس ويؤنس به. So now we have al-Jinn and we have what? Al-Ins. Any question before I continue? So here we have al-Jinn. They are hidden creatures. What are those jinns? So I have a couple of questions. I'm going to go over them quickly. One of the questions says, does the Quran talk anything about al-Jinn? Yeah, we just said, min al-jinnati wal-nas. We have other ayat. Yes, we do have other ayat. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. So we have jinn that they worship what? Allah. We have other ayat. We have surah in the Quran said al-Jinn. If you go, I do not know which chapter in English would be. Maybe it's either to go with the internet. Which chapter is Surah Al-Jinn? 72? Let me see. I just want to open it. So if I take a look at Surah Al-Jinn, you said 72? 72. Yes, exactly. 72. The ayah start, if you want to open it, please, in your app. Surah Al-Jinn 72. Maybe in Arabic, Quran is 572, the page. So, قُلْ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ أَنَّهُ اسْتَمَعَ نَفَرٌ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ فَقَالُوا إِنَّا سَمِعْنَا قُرْآنًا عَجَبًا. Anyone can read the translation? Ayah, the first ayah. Can you please? So it's they translated unseen being. In Arabic, what did we say? Al-Jinn. Do you have other translation other than that? Other people? Yes, please. A group of jinn. Okay. Any other translation? Same? So it says jinn. And these jinn were listening to Quran. And if you go to ayah verse 13. I'm sorry, before 13, let's go to 11. Verse 11. وَأَنَّا مِنَّا الصَّالِحُونَ وَمِنَّا دُونَ ذَلِكَ كُنَّا طَرَائِقَ قِدَدًا. Can anyone translate that, please?
Just as we do not know how it happened, that some from among us are righteous, while some of us are far below that, we always follow blindly that bridge's path.
Okay, another translation? Among us, some of them are okay, righteous. Okay, we have different ways. This is better translation. طرائق قددا means different ways. So here the ayah is saying we have a group of jinn, they are good, and we have a group of jinn, they are not as good, bad, worse, who knows, okay? And what the verse said?
There are amongst us some that are righteous and some impious.
And
We are groups having different ways.
we have different ways. So they are not one color, one way, one background, one power, one understand. We do not know. They are different groups. And if we jump all the way to verse 13, وَأَنَّا لَمَّا سَمِعْنَا الْهُدَى آمَنَّا بِهِ فَمَنْ يُؤْمِنْ بِرَبِّهِ فَلَا يَخَافُ بَخْسًا وَلَا رَهَقًا. So those people, they got guided because of the words of God. But if I go to Rahaqa, where is it?
So would they be compared to humans?
I'm sorry?
Would they be compared to humans, like the jinn?
I mean, as far as the ayat is showing us, they are different group, isn't it?
But there's like similarities or not?
We have some similarities, but how? That's what we are trying to, put together. In ayah number 6, so I can answer your question because this is a major ayah, and this is our main topic for today. Ayah number 6, if I want to read it in Arabic, please figure out the translation of this. وأنه كان رجال من الإنس يعوذون برجال من الجن فزادوهم رهقا. Anyone would like to translate this? So it's Surah Al-Jinn, verse number 6. Please go ahead, Amin.
And some man used to seek refuge with some jinn.
And some man used to see refuge with some jinn.
So they increase each other
in wickedness. Guess what? In Arabic, that's not the meaning. The Arabic has different meanings. If I read it in Arabic, I have a group of people. They used to refuge what? We said with jinn. فَزَادُوهُمْ رَهَقًا. There is a group among them, get what? More into problems. Check. What did it say? Wickedness means here, rahaqa means problems and issues. But who is getting into problems? We do not know. Could be the jinn, could be what? The people. The ayah by itself, if I am just reading it, forget about now hadith and other ayat. So when those people start depending on jinn and trying to get something out of them, regardless what the situation here, how did they ask for refuge? Okay, whatever that refuge for, a problem happened. What? A group among them became get into problems. That could be the jinn, could be people. But here some scholars, they say it's more likely what? People, not the jinn. But who knows? It's not clear as is. Allah, before, after, different story. Bring hadith, that's different story. So, but the ayah, what we can learn from, not always getting involved in a different dimension with jinn means a person would be what? Helped. No, not always. Not always. If I want to take the ayah, one of the opinions of it, that those people, they got hurt, get in problems, then the more you use them, or the more you consult them, or the more you go to them, or the more you depend on them, or the more you ask refuge with them, what's going to happen? You will be in trouble. You will be in trouble. Anyone has different translation for this ayah? Yes? Rahaqa means what in your translation? Arrogance? That's weird. Confusion. Okay. Yours what? Well, usually rahaq is something bad. Okay, I don't know why they explained it here wicked. I do not know why they said over there arrogance. If I go to Arabic language, rahaqa, it has mainly two meaning. The first one, غشيان الشيء الشيء, so to a point you do not see what's happening around you. Okay, and the second one means العجلة والتأخير. ولا يرهق وجوههم قتر ولا ذلة. And from there in Arabic we have a murahiq. Murahiq is whom? سن المراهقة, I would say. What's سن المراهقة in English? I'm sorry? Teenagers. This is سن المراهقة from rahaqa. Okay, rahaq. الذي دان الحلم ورجل مرهق وأرهق القوم الصلاة أخروها. This is one of the meaning. If I go, let's say, so the idea is غشيان المتقدم أو لحاقه بغلظ يخالطه. Okay, so it's something, that's why I put it like a trouble, hardship, problem. Why? Because unexpected what? Consequences. Okay? When you do not see things properly, when you are going into hardship, that's one of the phases of rahaq. If I go here, one of the meaning they say حسبك من الرهق والجفاء أن لا تعرف نبيك وبه رهقه وبه رهقة شديدة أي العظمة والفزع. Anyway, so the ayah overall is telling us, I'm sorry I don't have my PowerPoint, otherwise I would share it. The ayah is telling us we have group of people, they used to consult jinn, and jinn or man used to be in trouble. What's that trouble? We had different explanations, and in Arabic we have different explanations, and one of them, you do not know anymore whether you are in a good state or bad state, you get lost, you get in trouble. Now let's get into the main cut here. And this is the main question. Is there any intervention or reaction between man and jinn? Can we see jinn? Can the jinn help a human being? Is it possible I can see them? How much they can affect them? What about what we hear in Catholic Church? Demons, they might be, inside you, and you have to have certain divine water or cross. Do we have something in Islam that says, yeah, this is possible? What if someone is sleeping at night and in the middle of the night he feels his chest is so tight, he cannot or she cannot breathe anymore. Is that jinn or is not jinn? What about a person, he's talking normally, all of a sudden becomes like a monster? Is that a bad deed? Is that jinn? What about a relation that is going so nice and beautiful between two partners, let's say wife and a husband, and all of a sudden they found a small, tiny hijab or book hidden in their houses, and from that day their marriage went into disaster? Is there a relation like that? Is it possible we as a human can utilize jinn? Can be like servant? Can they help us? Do jinn, generally speaking, know al-ghayb or they do not know? We have so many names. We have so many topics to discuss. Or when I go to a dark room, do I have to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim? Otherwise, the jinn might, attack me? Or is it haram in the middle of the night to throw away hot water in the sink? Or this could be creating a problem? So we have so many ideas that we have to discuss tonight. But first of all, can we see jinn? Maybe we can see them, but how you are going to know they are jinn? Especially, we have some scholars, they say it might be in our shape. But before I talk about jinn, brothers and sisters, let me point out something very simple, but you ignore. You as you, who told you you are one entity? Do you know how many parasites in your body? Do you know that you have in your digestive system so many bacteria? Some of it good bacteria, some of it bad bacteria. Do you know that we have so many things around us before I talk about jinn? How that's going to affect us? How it's going to change us? Is that going to change our mood? Sometimes maybe certain food will make you allergic, isn't it? Maybe you start crying, you start having rash. So before we talk about jinn, you have to pay attention to other creatures. So if you tell me, I'm fine with other creatures, but it'd be fun with jinn then. It's like another creatures. Or are those aliens? Maybe, I do not know. And one of the atheists, he asked me, he said, Sheikh, you believe in aliens? I said, yeah, shaitan. But define alien. What's an alien? Okay, if an alien is something you do not know, yeah, we have angels, we have shaitan, we have so many, different elements maybe we bring back to earth when we go to Mars and come back maybe one day. What's alien? Why the alien has to be the UFO that you see in the movies? Who told you what are aliens? I do not know. Okay? Maybe shaitan is an alien. I do not know. So here, before we talk about jinn, we should not be, we should be humble, let's put it this way. Because we already coexist with so many creatures. Allah, the water you drink, you know how much bacteria in it? Maybe you don't see it. Some of it it's healthy, some of it is not healthy. Take it to a microscopic, level and see what's swimming in it. Or the apple that you are washing and you consider it clean 100%. Okay, take it to a microscope and let's see. That iPhone you keep playing, on. Do you see the germs on it? You will be shocked. Maybe it's sometimes dirtier than the sink in the restroom. So what I'm trying to say, we already coexist with so many things. And that thing or things are affecting us directly or indirectly. Allah, now, don't we have certain magic mushrooms? If you eat them, you start hallucinating? Isn't it the case? And they are expensive too. I'm not saying it is halal, it's not halal. Okay? It's food. It's affecting your system. And so many other things. Drugs. and just name it. Okay? Sometimes being addicted to something, it will change your behavior. So if you are worried about jinn because they are there, better worry about something else. Okay? So you should not. The idea you should not. Why? Because, this is a long story. Because as a mu'min, when you're connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is a shield by itself. You are shielding yourself. And that's why أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Shaitan, what's a shaitan? كان من الجن ففسق عن أمر ربه. Shaitan is jinn. And they say human beings are from dust, jinn is from fire, and angels are from light. How? I do not know. But I understand the dust. How is it from nar? Is it because different biological system? Maybe, I do not know. Is it different energy, different setup? That's something I do not know. It is more into like gases level. I do not know. But it's interesting to study it. Maybe one day you will figure it out. As we were able to figure out our chromosomes and DNA, who knows? Angels, they say from light. Is that metaphoric or they mean it? This is also another question. So jinn are different than a human being. Jinn, some of them are good, some of them are bad, as we read. Can jinn be in different shapes? That's an argumentative point. You can see it a lot in other school of thought. Jinn can be represented by certain animals, like a black dog. I do not know why, but that's what they narrated. Okay? I'm not saying that narrations in our perspective is right, but it is there, right or wrong. I'm not judging it, but I'm telling you the mentality. To a point in their narrations, if you are praying and a dog passes by between you and your sujood, your salah is invalid to some of them. As a matter of fact, in their opinion, if a woman passes by, the salah is invalid. That's another, and that's why they have hadith from Sayyidah Aisha. It is not right to make us equal to those creatures. So a human is better than anyway. It's like an insult. She considered that. You get my point? What I'm talking about? إنه الله يستر على العالم. So back to the idea here. They say it could be. And they mention that shaitan used to come to certain people in a shape of a human being. Right, wrong, how accurate, it's not our subject now. Angels, for sure, they changed their shape. They came to Abraham as a human being, as guests. He did not know. And when he offered them food, they did not eat. They said, no, we are the messengers of God. We don't eat. We are angels. But what's interesting in the Quran is the story of whom? Sulaiman. In Surah Sulaiman, we have big things. How are we going to explain it through our materialistic world? I do not know. Maybe at a point we might reach that. But as you know, who helped Nabi Sulaiman in so many things? Al-Jinn. وَقَالَ عِفْرِيتٌ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ. Let me give you the ayah. وَقَالَ عِفْرِيتٌ مِّنَ الْجِنِّ أَنَا آتِيكَ بِهِ قَبْلَ أَن يَرْتَدَّ إِلَيْكَ طَرْفُكَ. Let me get the ayah, so you will be on the same page. Okay, I need the glasses, so don't worry. وقال عفريت من الجن. This is Surah An-Naml, but I don't know which ayah. Surah An-Naml, ayah 39. Naml means ants, okay? قال عفريت من الجن أنا آتيك به قبل أن تقوم. I'm sorry, I said the ayah wrong. قال عفريت من الجن أنا آتيك به قبل أن تقوم من مقامك وإني عليه لقوي أمين. The other being الذي عنده علم الكتاب، عنده علم من الكتاب. What did he say? أنا آتيك به قبل أن يرتد إليك طرفك. Okay? So I'm a human. I did a mistake. قال عفريت من الجن أنا آتيك به قبل أن تقوم من مقامك. The jinn are talking to Sulaiman and they are offering him a help. Not just this. If I go with the word tamathil, okay? It's talking about also al-jinn. And it's talking in Surah Saba, verse 13. يعملون له ما يشاء من محاريب وتماثيل وجفان كالجواب وقدور راسيات اعملوا آل داود شكرا وقليل من عبادي الشكر. This is Surah Saba 13. Now, some people, because of this, they said, okay, so there is a help between a human being and what? Jinn. But some might question that. How? They question, you are not Sulaiman. Why only, or mainly, let's put it this way, jinn, help and support was between Sulaiman and the jinn, was not mentioned by other prophets. Was that a miracle? Like every prophet sometimes has his own unique miracle. Nuh, what's his miracle? What's the miracle of Nabi Nuh? Huh?
Living a long time?
No. Yeah, it's a huge ark. It's not a small ark. What's the, let's say, the miracle of Nabi Musa? Actually, there were so many miracles. These people, they requested lots of miracles. We still feel that. No, a miracle was not enough for them. Okay? What are the miracles of Nabi Musa? Splitting the river or the sea, okay? The staff turning into a snake. What else? I'm sorry? Yeah, but this is not a miracle. Has to be, that people can witness, and it has to be under certain circumstances, like challenging the disbelievers. That's between him and God. Another thing, the hand turned what? White, and so many. Yet, when Musa alayhi salam left them for 40 days, he came back and they were worshipping, some of them, majority maybe, I don't know, worshipping what? Al-Ajl. 40 days, all these miracles. Allah ya'inna, sometimes you might have bad neighbors, okay? And cousins. Next, we have a Nabi Isa alayhi salam. What's his miracle? His birth was miraculous. What else? He talked to people. Yeah. What else? Curing. Yes. And raising people. Bi'idhnillah. Okay. And what is the major miracle of Prophet Muhammad? The Quran. So every prophet has a. So they might say here, oh, that was something not normal for Sulaiman. This is something beyond natural things. It was his what? Miracle. That's a claim. Yes.
I had a couple questions about that. The first one is,
throughout history, like with Nimrud, with maybe the Pharaoh, he received information, or one of his agents received information from the jinn about the ghaib, about what's going to happen. For example, with Pharaoh, he he received information that Nabi Musa would be born and take his place. So can they also communicate with the jinn, or like how?
No, because we have so many incidents that mention the prophet has to talk about the upcoming of a new prophets to pave the road. Okay, so like it is mentioned in the Quran that the previous prophets mentioned a prophet is going to show in Arabia and his name is Ahmad or Muhammad. Okay, so it is not like how did you know he talked to jinn? How did you know that that guy he talked to jinn? Why? What if he heard that from prophets?
Isn't there like an ayah in the Quran that says people used to talk, or the jinn used to sneak into heaven, and not heaven?
Yeah, but how do you know it's about this subject? Maybe, and how did you know that they are spreading it among people? And why only that guy knew about it? What about others? It's questionable. Okay, at least I can say. So this is some of the stuff here. Okay, we have a claim. Yeah, they can do something good or bad. Some say no, you are not Sulaiman alayhi salam. Okay, and if they do, how come they are not getting involved anymore? Where are they?
The ayah didn't they? After you mentioned it last time, hadith and Imam.
No, I'm talking about as their claims. I'm not saying we are not bringing our now resources regarding this point. I'm talking as Quran wise, and we're not talking about al-ghaib here or sihr. Okay. Another thing, brothers and sisters, here we have a question. Where are the jinn? I do not know. But not everything you are afraid of, or something happened bad happened to you. Oh, it's jinn. Who told you? Or it's ain. Who told you? Do not just assume things. You have to be a person with proofs. Okay. Now, is it possible I can be protected from jinn or others, whether they are getting involved in my life or not? Yeah. And that's why we talk about قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ وَقُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَاقِ. Worse come to worse. If there is such kind of problems, sticking to Quran, reading al-mu'awwidhatayn, يعني قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ وَقُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَاقِ, we read قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدْ آيَةُ الْكُرْسِي, you are all set. So this exaggeration that we see, it is not always valid. It's not always valid. Yeah, I mean, if I go back to the Quran, okay, if I go back and I go to the ayah, like when we were discussing, oh, I'm sorry. وقال قال عفريت من الجن أنا آتيك به قبل أن تقوم من مقامك وإني عليه لقوي أمين. That's the jinn level. But on the other side, we had a being, the Quran did not mention it. Some people they say angel, some people they say Jibra'il, or could be another person. It's not clear. قال الذي عنده is not clear. I'm not putting my opinion. I'm talking about, the scholars' opinion. They have different opinions. قال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب أنا آتيك به قبل أن يرتد إليك طرفك. يعني الجن is gonna take him more time. I will bring the throne of Balqis by the time you stand up, or when, before you leave this, place while we are talking. That's the عفريت من الجن. قال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب أنا آتيك به قبل أن يرتد إليك طرفك. شو يعني قبل أن يرتد إليك طرفك? This ayah is in Surah An-Naml. We said 39, so this will be 40. Okay? شو يعني يرتد إليك طرفك؟ يعني by the time you close your eye, open it, done deal. So here we see a being stronger than what? The jinn. Okay. Now, do they know al-ghayb? That's not clear. For instance, they say when Sulaiman passed away, he was sitting on his throne, let's say chair, and he was leaning on his what? Staff. And they say the jinn were so busy because they are assuming Sulaiman is what? Watching them. They kept working. It's like, when a supervisor is watching your work. You are doing it in a very good effort. All of a sudden, a small insect came in and start what? Eating his staff. The staff became weak, and that because Musa was leaning against it, what happened? Broken, and he fell. So what the Quran says here in Surah Saba, verse 14, Surah Saba, verse 14, فَلَمَّا قَضَيْنَا عَلَيْهِ الْمَوْتِ ما دلهم على موته إلا دابة الأرض تأكل من سأته فلما خر تبينت الجن أن لو كانوا يعلمون الغيب ما لبثوا في العذاب المهين. يعني the jinn said, the Quran is telling us, the jinn, if they were to know al-ghayb, they would have what? Paid attention that Sulaiman passed away, and they could have stopped working. So here we know that the jinn in this event, did they know al-ghayb? No. Now the question would be, is it always the case? We do not know. Some people they say yes, some people they say no. And it's argumentative. It's what? Argumentative. But the whole story, brothers and sisters, and here we conclude, yes, al-jinn is a different creature. It exists. We believe in it. But when it comes to proving that jinn might hurt us, might affect our life, might be stronger than us, all this is questionable. It's not easy to prove. And sometimes so many claims that we read about or watch or people call us about has nothing to do with jinn. Has to do with seizure, has to do with lack of minerals in the body. A person is missing, his body is in need of potassium and other minerals. He starts seeing things moving around. A person is not getting enough oxygen. The brain starts functioning in a different way. At the same moment, we cannot 100% say that's always the case. We do not know. But mainly, most of those claims are made by people that are not willing to get out of the box and see what's happening around them. Okay? Jinn, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if He wants the jinn to control our life, ما Allah بيقول إنه the kaid of shaitan كان ضعيفا, يعني what? Weak. Shaitan himself is weak when it comes to your action. Shaitan never forces you to do something. We do not have any verse in the Quran that says shaitan can take over. No. The only job of the shaitan is what? Marketing. Do. You go do it. If shaitan is stronger than you and can take control of your will and your body, then a'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim is not enough. You have to have extra, steps of precautions and physical, shields. No. It's something that you can face, and it is weak, and you can defeat it. So sometimes we are over-exaggerating things. Now, the last thing would be about al-ghaib. We saw that at least a group of jinn, at least if not all of them, not able to know what happened to Sulaiman. And that will tell us, how do you claim that jinn, they know al-ghaib? Al-jinn, all the jinn knows that. How do you know? We have here verses showing us the opposite. Or when they talk about al-jinn, they used to teach people how to create a problem between wife and husband. This we already discussed before and said the ayah is not clear enough to be used as a proof, because it could be people are using what? Certain psychological not just psychological, maybe they are taking advantage of certain weaknesses, but even that is just between the wife and the husband, and the Quran said, unless Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants that to happen. And we discussed this into so many details. So we don't have strong proofs from the Quran itself, I'm not talking about hadith now, that can hold that jinn can control your life and take over, and they are demons, and they are gonna be, in your body, and. Yeah, we have the word qareen. Qareen could be a friend in the Quran. Qareen we have, and in Lebanese now we have qarini. We say qarini. Yani a lady, she lost her infant, qarini. And to defeat the arini, as they say, okay, change the name of the baby. And some of them they name weird names. If you call him a lion, maybe no one will. Okay, so I don't want to get into this. Qareen means it's either your deeds or your friend, or worse come to worse, الشيطان, and الشيطان يجري في ابن آدم كمجرى الدم في عروقه. Shaitan is not something can control your brain. Shaitan whisper to you من شر الوسواس الخناس and leaves you. Okay, it's not like, oh, how did you commit this haram? Oh, I saw someone putting me in this. Ya habibi, who was someone? It's your will. Yani if there were to be shaitan or jinn, yani we have to have a court for jinn people, problems, and for normal people. Any court now, from the day of the Prophet ﷺ till now, no one is going to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, it's not his mistake, his jinn. No one. Have you ever seen it? Why did you steal? Not me, jinn. No one. So the common sense is against what you are talking about. It's against what you are talking about. Okay? Man, people, they could have misused this. Hey, how come you are drunk? Imagine, in the time of the Sahaba. How come you are drunk? It's not me, it's jinn. Oh, really? No one used this excuse. No one. Therefore, it's questionable. If it were to be that widely spread. Now, look at the internet. How often you see these stories? A lot. Ya ammi, kif now they are a lot, and in the time of Sahaba, we never seen it that many. How come? I'm saying that many just to be more objective. How come? How come those claims, they were not as many as before? Wallah, how come you were defeated in that war? Oh, the jinn defeated us. Really? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, وَلَا تَزِرُ وَازِرَةٌ وِزْرَ أُخْرَى. You commit something haram, it's your problem. Do not accuse others. وَأَنْ لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. مش الجن اجوا عم يسعموه يعني. Okay, it's your work. وَقُلْ اعْمَلُوا, you. Okay, now is it possible some people might have connection? Maybe. But is it something normal? We don't see it normal, something normal in the society. Based on statistics. I'm not talking about exceptions. What's happening now, we are bringing an exception, regardless now right or wrong, and we are making it what? Big deal. Big deal. Now, you want to buy a house. There are demons in this. This house is haunted. Shoo haunted, yani. Shoo will haunted. That haunted house is stronger than Quran. Man, just respect your rational thinking. Where is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim? Where is Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Nas? What do you mean haunted? Maybe, we have to look into this. I'm talking about majority of Americans, they believe in ghosts. You know that? You know that ghosts do the statistics. Believe in aliens and ghosts. I don't know. And we should be leading others when it comes to science. How often you see people, they are not buying a house because someone passed away in the house? How often? No. Whoa. Where he passed away, he does not live in the house. Or movies. Go. Why? Or demons. Demons, they, in certain churches, if a person has demons, how they prove he has demons or not? They put his hand in boiling water. If starts feeling the pain, oh, there are demons. Boiling water, yeah. What do you mean? Okay? Or they used to burn them alive. And just name it. In Islam, we don't have this. Allah, now we have some ahadith, people they understand in their way. They are making money. That's business. Okay? Becoming business. But overall, through what I talk about and through what we went through, through the topics that we discussed, can in this few minutes prove or disapprove things? Scientifically speaking, no. But I'm giving you general ideas. In order to disapprove, you need evidence. And in order to prove something, you need evidence. And in order to make what you prove more generic and widely affecting us, you need more evidence. We believe in jinn. We believe they are on earth. We believe they might, get interacted with nature. But how, why are they going to hurt us? Something hurt us? No, they do not hurt us. You're a good moment. Okay, but so many things we do not know and they're questionable. But in order to be protected, we read Quran, we trust Allah, and as we coexist with so many viruses and bacteria, we coexist with other creations. Any question?